Well, it's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, a lot of things happening in boxing. It's a great time to be covering the sport, but your boy Jermell Charlo, he was on the Last Stand podcast with Brian Custer. Shout out to Brian Custer. I do enjoy his podcast, and just shout out to him for all the great work he does in the sport, because I do enjoy a lot of his interviews and his content. But he was talking to Jermell Charlo, the real Charlo, big Charlo. He's actually little Charlo, but he's really big Charlo. You know what I'm saying? But the 154 Charlo, he was talking to him, and Terence Crawford's name came up because Terence Crawford has come out and said recently that he wants to fight the Brian Castano versus Jermell Charlo winner for undisputed. Look to become a two-time undisputed champion. Look to become a 4-division champion. He really wants to make some history, and show his class and show his level to the world again, and to continuously take the biggest challenges out there. And that's a fight that I love to see. Like, truthfully speaking, like, as a boxing fan, you could take the Spence fight and just chuck it in the bin. Give me this fight. Give me Charlo versus Crawford, because there's more at stake on the line for both fighters. There's a lot of history to be made for Crawford. I think the press conferences would be crazy if they fought, because we know Jermell is a dog. He's Mr. Keep Running Your Mouth. He's a true soldier. Jermell isn't gonna back down from nobody. Crawford, we know him. He got that dog in him too. So I feel like those press conferences would be amazing. Give me that fight over the Spence fight. Just my opinion. But here's what he said in regards to a Crawford fight, and we'll dissect from there. So Charlo stated the following, and I quote: "Crawford, y'all ain't never seen no real shit like this shit here. How about he do what's best and go fight Errol Spence then? Shut up, take a little bit less money, be quiet, humble yourself, and fight Errol Spence. He's a stud. Be the challenger sometimes. You ain't worth shit to me for real." And then he kind of went in about Bob Arum, and he said that you got guys like Jerron Ennis and Danny Garcia, and guys that are making a name for themselves in the division. He told him to sit his ass down at 147, because if he comes out to 154, he's gonna get knocked the fuck out. So that's what he said. And you know what? Hey, Jermell Charlo, he's Mr. Keep Running Your Mouth. He's more than entitled to feel how he wants to feel. But my thing is this. I'm not about hypotheticals. I'm not about what should happen, what could happen, what might happen. I'm about actually seeing what happens in the ring. I want to see these fights. So Jermell, listen, man. If, and it's a big if, it's a massive, massive if. I think you'll win this fight, but it's a massive if, because we saw what happened last fight. If you get past Brian Castano, you need to come see this bad boy from Omaha, Nebraska, because I'm not in the business, and I know there's a lot of boxing fans out there that share my sentiments. They share my beliefs as well. I'm not in the business, and a lot of boxing fans aren't in the business of what we think would happen, what could happen, none of that stuff. We want to see these fights. If you are what you say you are, and I believe you are, if you are what you say you are, if you are this and your dad, and you do this and you do that, and you Mr. Keep Running Your Mouth, then listen, Terence is running his mouth. So do what you did to Tony Harrison. Do what you did to all these other guys. Do what you did to Jason Rosario. Do what you did to all these other guys. Make him shut his mouth and show your level in the sport. Because you playing matchmaker saying go fight Spence, go fight. Listen, your boy Spence don't want to fight Crawford. He don't want to fight him. All right? You can say what you want. I know y'all Texas boys and you're going to back each other up, but he don't want to fight him. All right? And he's not going to fight him anyway. He's going to fight probably Thurman next if he beats Ugas. Okay? So I like this fight. You should take it to Charlo. I'm talking to Jermell. You should take it as the ultimate form of disrespect that a welterweight who turned pro at 135 thinks he can go to 154 and beat you up. I would take it as an offense. And being that it's a big fight and that Crawford's rated so highly, I would say this is a great chance for me to show the world how good I am and show the world what I can do and elevate my superstar status in the sport by knocking out this guy that some people think is the pound-for-pound best fighter in the sport. So, I know he won't see it that way, because you can just tell by how he's talking. He's not seeing it that way. He wanted him to fight Spence. He wanted to fight Virgil, which, again, I wouldn't mind those fights. But, them fights haven't happened. If he wants to go 154 and he's calling you out, why not make it happen? Why not make it happen? I don't see what the issue is. I think it'll be a great fight for the sport. I think it'd be great for the career of Jermell Charlo, because it will get him some more visibility, being that he's fighting a guy like Crawford, who's such a great fighter and a big fish in the sport. It would also be a chance for Charlo, in my opinion. He beats Crawford. That's the best. There's no way you can't say that. You know how good it would look for Jermell Charlo if he fights Terence Crawford and knocks him the fuck out and takes his O. If he's the guy to do that, you know what that does for his credibility. You know what that does for his status. You know what that does for the perception of who Jermell is. At that point, shit, Jermell Charlo is golden in my book, and I'm already a fan of the guy. But at that point, you can't say nothing bad about Jermell Charlo. So listen, take the Spence fight, chuck it in the bin. You know, if we can get Boots versus Crawford, I'm cool with it. I love that fight. If we can get Virgil versus Crawford, I'm cool with it. I love that fight. But for me right here, this is the fight right here. If he beats Castaño next, this is the fight right here. Crawford versus Charlo, 154. Potentially for undisputed if Charlo could beat Castaño next. We're talking about undisputed. We're talking about pound for pound, #1 status on the line. What's the hold up? It's my opinion. That's my take on the matter. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. What do you make of Crawford versus Charlo's comments? Because I'll be honest with you, I'm gonna end it like this. I like Charlo, but you know what it sounds like to me? It really sounds like Jermell Charlo don't believe in himself enough to fight Crawford. It's easy to say that you'll knock someone else out and you'll beat them and you'll do this and that when you're not fighting them. When you have no intention of fighting them, it's easy to say what you would do, what you think would happen, what wouldn't happen. It's easy to do that. It's another thing to actually sign a contract, fight the guy, and show what you can do in the sport against said opponent. So I ain't in the business of what you think you would do. Show us. So leave your comments down below, guys. Take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on True School Sports, the home of boxing. If you made it this far, do me a favor and do yourself a damn favor. Hit that subscribe button and surely you will not be disappointed. True School Sports bringing you the latest and greatest, the untouchable, boxing content, interviews, news videos, breakdowns, live fight reaction extravaganza. We've got a great community of people here, boxing fans all over the world, from America to the UK to Australia and on and on and on. So join the empire today. Hit that subscribe button. Take care and God bless.